Phil checking in.
Good evening. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net on the 08 machine. I'm Dave, KD7ZYM. The Western Washington Amateur Television Society is a group of amateur radio enthusiasts that take the airwaves with fast scan television. We have a repeater located up on Cougar Mountain. We transmit on 70 centimeters, crossband repeater, and spits out images at 1.2 gigahertz. We're also on the internet with our streaming with our net to the help. All you have to do is Google WW7. WW7ATS, and that takes you to our webpage, and there you'll find information about it. We have video and contact our club. So with that, I'm going to take a break in case anybody needs to make an emergency traffic communication or make a contact with somebody before our net gets fully underway. This is Dave, KD7ZYM. Again, welcome to the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. I'm Dave, KD7ZYM. So far checked into the net by video link is Ron, KD7QKU, Jessica, KM7UHK, Bert, M7CS, Richard, K7ITX, Jim, M7QO, James, W7N, and myself, Dave, KD7ZYM. Is anybody else that would like to check in? And I just noticed that Wade, W7ITL, checked in by video. Again, is there anyone else that would like to check into the net? Okay, let's go up to the top to Ron, KD7QKU.
Okay, well, good evening to the folks on the net tonight. This is Ron, KD7QKU, coming to you from Tacoma, Washington. So anyway, nice to see everybody's smiling face. Gee, I just haven't been doing much. Monday night was a football game, so, well, Joanne had a turkey breast. She'd had it in the freezer. She came out and put it in the refrigerator to thaw it. It had been there for a few days, and she decided it needed to be cooked. So she cooked it on Monday. Well, lo and behold, her sister called and wanted us to come over and watch TV and have pizza, watch the game. So Joanne said, well, what do you want to do? And I said, go watch the game, have pizza. I said, you can put the turkey stuff in the, she made sweet potatoes and, everything. Another Thanksgiving dinner, but just small. So she said, yeah, no, I can put it in the refrigerator. So she did that. So we went over and watched the game and ate pizza, and then she told her sister, well, I've got this small Thanksgiving dinner. Why don't you guys come over? So they came over to our house last night, and we had turkey and dressing and sweet potatoes and all that stuff. So anyway, and then Joanne's been putting up Christmas decorations. She's pretty much got it all done in the house. We don't have any lights outside. I just, my ankles were so sore and I'm just really getting over it. I just didn't think I needed to climb the ladder 1,000 times to put in all those little hooks to hang the lights on. So we decided that maybe we wouldn't do it this year, so we have a wreath by the door and a few things, but that's about it. But the inside is good. Joanne and her sister have been really enjoying each other's company, I think, since we've been here. Last night, Phyllis was helping Joanne put some things up, and should we hang it here, should I put it there? And then they really visit about the past and the present. So, yeah, it's been really good for us. That was a good move to be closer to family. So, back to that, KD7QKU.
KD7QKU, let's go to Jessica, KF7UHK.
Well, back when Jimmy Carter was the president, and told us we should all turn our thermostats down and put on a sweater because it was part of the gas crunch. We put all our outdoor Christmas lights inside the house because the heat that they gave off would heat up the house a little more than having them outside. So I still am on that kick too. I put a lot of little Christmas lights around here. Plus just to fight off the dullness, excuse me, of the winter doldrums and being dark outside. I like to have something that kind of stimulates the eyes, I guess. So that's why I do it. Let's see. Sylvia got her new computer today. She ordered online through Dell, and it has Windows 11. It's a very nice computer. I think the guy that came out said that it would hold up to run up to 6 monitors on it, and it had a video output that was different than I've ever seen before. I can't remember what he called it, but I had to go look for it at Best Buy to go find the cord. It wasn't an HDMI. It was something even better than that, I guess. So this is for all her pictures that she's been taking and her photographic work, and so it'll be fun to see after it all gets actually up and running. They transferred all the files over from her little laptop over to it. There was a lot. Now she's got to call up like Adobe folks and have them somehow give her the software for it, because they couldn't transfer the software. You have to do that yourself, because otherwise it's piracy. So I found that interesting. And I'm making a little bit of chili or some spaghetti sauce or something that's going to go along with some sausage and fennel ravioli tonight. That's what we're having for dinner a little later on, which so they get home. And so I'm going to pass it back. This is KF7UHK.
KF7UHK, Jessica, thanks for that. Let's go to Bert, M7CS.
Well, good evening, everyone. So let's see, not too much going on around here, but I did get a call from Gary today. He was originally planning to swing by my house to drop off some equipment, but he and his wife just got the Moderna booster, I guess, yesterday, and he said neither one of them was feeling very well. So he ended up canceling the trip, but I'll probably see him maybe in a couple weeks or so. And I will have to exit the net early today around the 8:30 mark because of a work meeting. So unfortunately I'll miss the second half, but I'm sure I can get a replay of it later. And let's see, Jessica, that computer, I don't know, 6 monitors might not be enough. I might need at least 10 to be able to do anything useful on my computer. But and then I think the new cable you're talking about, I think it's called DisplayPort. I'm not totally sure on that, but I think that's what some of the new monitors I've seen have those DisplayPort connectors. But that's probably it for now. This is Bert in Marysville, and 7CS, back to that.
N7CS, Bert, thanks for that. Also, I got a text from Lee, N7KC, said he'll join us Saturday morning as a family trip. So let's go on to Richard, K7ITX.
Yeah, okay. I hear where you're coming from with being closer to your family. Now, I'm not living in Tacoma, but I don't live in Bellevue either, so I'm halfway there, I think. And so I get to avoid
Oh, you know, the backup that you would get in Newcastle on 405, and then what they call the S-curves. And then I'm not sure what you would do when you got, would you take 167 or would you go all the way to I-5? It's probably, if I would have been you, okay, you take 5. See, I would have been looking at, Google Maps or something that tells me that there's a traffic jam on one or the other. But no way, it seems like you're always going to get a slowdown in Fife on I-5, or all the way from Highway 18 to Highway 16. That's not uncommon. So I guess I can handle the backup from 18 to 16, but it would have got very old over the years to do what you had to try to do. So yeah, no, I'm pretty happy for you guys making that move. That's pretty sweet. So anyway, we forced our family to come to our house for the holidays, so we didn't have to even deal with the period anyway. So there you go. We were cooking, we had all the food, so guess what? Plus a caveman kitchen smoked turkey, so there you go. And then I even got to see my brother-in-law on Monday night. He had to show up again. He bowled on a league, on team with a league in Kent with the WW, and well, I guess he's just doing great. He bowls at least game over 200 every Monday. So to me, if you can bowl over 200 in bowling, you're better than the average bear, and so evidently he is, and he's having fun. With that, KD7ZYM, K7ITX, back to net control.
K7ITX, and it's ID time again. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society's network on the 08 machine. I'm Dave, KD7ZYM. Let's go to Tacoma to Wade, W7ITL.
This is W7ITL, and just bear with me here while I switch my input so that it's showing my face instead of my background. Oh, there we go. Hey, so yeah, sounds like everybody had a great time over the holidays, and here we are again in December, coming up on Christmas, so everybody's probably working on Christmas cards and getting things bought for everybody. So let's see. It's good that Joanne is enjoying, and you as well, Ron, is enjoying being in Tacoma, closer to family. I enjoy you being here close too. It's nice to come visit you. And then Jessica, it sounds like new laptop for Sylvia. And then you're going to have some, that sounds like some pretty delicious sausage and fennel. And then, that's awesome. First, Gary got to stop by with his wife. I'm sorry to hear that they're not doing too good as far as the after effects with the Moderna. Just going to break here for a second. Let's see. Sounds like Richard, you also had a good Thanksgiving. Brother-in-law on Monday is bowling over a 200 score. I could barely get over 100. So that's amazing. Let's see. I am just, well, not as tired as I was earlier because I was up until almost 4 o'clock this morning now working on a work incident and doing paperwork and stuff for that incident. So I was able to get the boss to let me go early at 11 o'clock this morning. So then I slept for about 3 hours. So doing a lot better though. I had a good dinner. We had I made some rice and sausage. It was some type of Asian dish, and then my daughter made some hard-boiled eggs that were marinated in soy sauce, and I ate some of those. So that's that for this round, and I'll talk to you in the next round. W7ITL.
W7ITL, thanks for that. Let's pick up Jim in 7QO.
And 7QO. Thank you, Dave. Good evening, everyone. Good to see you. Well, let's see. Today, nice day. Rather wet out there. It's still wet out there. wasn't raining on us, but things are... Let's see, I'm showing 54 degrees now. A pleasant temperature for this time. I appreciate that. The last couple of days I saw maybe 3 or 4 ants strolling around inside the house. I guess maybe their homes are flooded, so they're trying to escape the water. But I kind of gave them all headaches, so too bad for them. But, well, let's see. Ron, do not climb any ladders. Yeah, we don't need to be doing that anymore. Yeah, football. I was watching football too. Let's see, I watched the Seahawks lose. I watched the Browns lose. I watched Ohio State lose. And I watched Wazoo win. I guess 1 out of 4 ain't too bad. Maybe. Let's see. Yeah, Gary and his booster shot. I think both Gary and his wife had a strong response when they were initially vaccinated as well. I think that means that the vaccine is working. It's probably, I think maybe usually younger people may have a stronger immune response, but us older folks aren't supposed to be affected that way. But I don't know, everyone's a little different. Everyone's got different medical issues. But I think it's working for them. And let's see. One more thing. Let me reset. And Jessica, yeah, Windows 11. I don't know a whole lot about it except what I have read indicates that there is improved video performance, specifically gaming. So that's impressive that it will run that many displays. My computer here at the house unfortunately tells me that it is not compatible with Windows 11. So, but I'm going to hang on to this computer for a while until it blows up or something anyway. So, so much for Windows 11, I guess. Back to you, Dave, N7QO.
N7QO, let's go to James in Bellevue, WW7ATS.
Well, for David Home, it's a pretty busy day for me. I tried an upgrade on my Raspberry 4. Done a little wrong there, but I can't get it to boot now. So it could be that its little memory thing is too stuffed with old versions to take the latest and greatest update. I'm not sure. But those Raspberry Pis, if you've never played with one, they're just great. But you understand why they're not used in satellites. Well, anyway, lights, yeah, I gotta get my lights up. I mean, I usually have them up by Thanksgiving, but it's been one thing after another, or pouring rain, and my lights aren't, I don't have to climb a ladder, so all I have to do is kind of reach up a little bit. So I'm sure I won't fall off the ladder. I'll probably do something less hazardous, like throw my back out or something. But they're always fun to put up, and I really do enjoy them up. So I have 2 strings I put out, and I'll have maybe a picture next time to show you. Jessica, you realize the 6 monitors are so you can monitor the 6 stocks real time that are doing anything on the stock market and tearing up the entire economy. I think that's what Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Google, and Microsoft. Is that the FANG? I don't know, the FANG M. But I think that's the only other things I could think of why you would need 12 monitors is to have a complete panorama for the Microsoft Flight Simulator. I've actually seen somebody do that. That's really bizarre. And then I wondered what was up with the monitor up so you can look behind you when you're sneaking up behind you. So I don't know. I guess there's a market for large numbers of large monitors. Also, if you need this complete net, am I coming through audio? Oh, yes. I see myself there. It's real time. So what I was going to say, let's see, there was some buzzing on when you live transmitted. There was like, I'm not sure I'm making that sound like that. I think everyone else heard it too, so I don't know if that was both with the repeater or something with your transmitter, but we'll see next time. But if you ever want to completely replayed, all you have to do is use Richard's account and just send a little request with a small gratuity to the Chinese Communist Party. They'll give you the entire, everything you've ever said on Zoom from the first day you ever got on, and that's an advantage of that. Now, I tried to get my passwords recovered by contacting the National Security Agency, and they said they wouldn't do that. So I think, once again, the CCP's got to beat out. Let's see. Moderna after effects, you're scaring me. I'm trying to get you feeling bad on that. But he got just the booster. I wonder if he was also feeling bad on the second one. Nobody seems to feel bad on the first one. Anyway, rolling over 200, I do that all the time, but they just put a little negative in front of the 200. I don't know if that was the same thing or not. Someone had to explain to me the idea is to knock the pins down. I thought that was really mean, so I didn't really catch on to that till late in the game. So anyway, with that, let's see, Iran, it isn't a blessing to have a social schedule over the holidays that you have to pick and choose. I think that's marvelous. I hope we don't have that problem this holiday season. This is James, WW7ATS in Northeast W with the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. I'm going to turn it back to Dave, our net control. Take it away, Dave.
WW7N, James, thanks for that. This is Dave, KD7CY in Lake City. Is there anybody else who would like to check into the net this evening? Well, here in Lake City today, it was dry and beautiful outside. A little bit of sunshine at about 4 o'clock, and I got out and raked up leaves on my parking strip. My oak tree finally has about eliminated all of its leaves, and filled up one of those 90-gallon recycle bins with leaves, and I still got about 2 more of those recycle bins to pull up. And let's see, I experimented with my toaster oven air fryer. Gone to Costco and got some of their lasagna that's frozen in a package, and it's a sausage and beef mixture, and tried that in the turbo oven, and it turned out rather delicious. I was impressed with that, and the turbo oven did what it was supposed to do. And let's see. And as far as Jessica, I think you only need one screen if you're doing the stock market. All you have to do is capture one arrow pointing down, and that would give you the overall picture of what happened this last week anyway in the stock market. And Omicron, oh my, looks like we don't know what is going to happen, but they reported that this case in San Francisco was a mild reaction to it once the person caught it, so we don't know how severe it's going to be. But if that's and the first person has had 2 shots and not a booster, that sounds pretty promising at this point. So we'll have to see in the next couple of weeks how that develops out. So with that, I'm going to go back up to the top with Ron.
Okay, this is Ron, KD7QKU. Yeah, Dave, you're real scratchy at the end. I don't know if you have a bad mic cable or what's going on. But we could hear you, but there was some scratch at the end. So anyway, let's see. I don't know if you can, if I'm on am I on the monitor? Oh yeah, I am. I don't know if you can see. So behind me, right up here, I have another 2-meter radio. It's a 60-watt 2-meter radio. So I put it up there, and I put a switch so I could use the same antenna to switch over to a different radio, use the same power supply. I was going to check into the net up north, and I was just started to talk, and all of a sudden it shut off just like. So what it did is it blew a fuse. It still wouldn't work. So then I thought, oh my goodness, it blew something, the radio blew something or something. Is there a reset button on the radio? Is there another fuse I don't know about? So I looked all over for the manual, and I couldn't find the manual. It must be in one of the boxes out in the shed. So then I went and got a tester, and I tested the cable, and the cable was dead, even though I had replaced the fuse. So I don't know what happened. I mean, it's a big cable. It's bigger than, it's probably 10 gauge wire, red and black, real nice wire with 2 fuses, one on each side. So I had some others, so I went out and I got another one and I put on it. Radio worked fine. So it's just amazing. In there someplace, it's not making contact. But I guess if I were to dig a little deeper, maybe I could figure out why. But I had 2 or 3 other cables, so I just used one of those. So anyway, so the radio seems to be okay now. So I've decided okay, I let it drop. Is that better? Okay. So I can't check into that net up there really because there's about 25 or 30 people. And you never know when they're going to get around to the guy on the bottom of the list. And the new guy is always on the bottom. It's a roster-driven net, and I really enjoy that. But I talked to my friend Kim, and I usually talk to him about 8 o'clock. And so it would be my luck that they wouldn't get around to my turn until about 8 o'clock, and then I would be talking to him, and I can't talk to them. So I just listen, I guess. Or if I wasn't talking to him, I'd probably be in the bathroom when they called me. It's a nice group of people, but they have a lot to say. And it takes 20 people, it takes them an hour to say everything they're going to say. So anyway, but it's a lot of fun to listen to. They're a lot like me. They're kind of redneck, and they hate Seattle. They love living where they live. So and they have good common sense. They have good solutions to some of their problems that they run into. So it's a nice net to listen to. KD7QKU, back to that.
87QKU, Ron, thanks for that. Let's go to Jessica. AF7UHQ.
I'm not a redneck, however, I do have a lot of redneck hobbies, so I can be confused with a arithmetic. Boat owner, gun owner, that kind of thing, ham radio operator. That's all redneck stuff. It really is. Truck owner, I like camping. Fuses, I was going to say, I like to bypass fuses. I just like to just take those out of the loop, Don't have things that are going to interrupt you at the last minute when you don't expect it. Just go right, just get rid of those fuses. And I was going to say, if you can't find a manual, Google it. You'll probably find it online and easier to search through when you're looking for stuff. Let's see, yes, for stocks, buy low, sell high. That's what I say. Right now is a good time to get in there when things are tanking like they are. I'm not doing the buying and selling, but someone is. Let's see, as the leaves falling, I have a little Japanese maple in the backyard here. When my dad passed away, the crew I was working for brought me in this Japanese maple. It's beautiful, but it looks like pot leaves. And it's really funny when they brought it into going. I kind of thought, what are you guys bringing me here? And it's like, oh, this is Japanese maple. It's not a pot plant, but it looked like it. If you look at them, they look really closely. As for the booster, we are scheduled for January to get our booster shot, so we can't wait for that. And the last thing I'll say is on Caveman, we used to go down there and get dragon wheels. The little bowl of food that I can't remember all the stuff that's in it. It's delicious, and I haven't been there for years and years, but it was always just really, really good. With that, DisplayPort, yeah, this is DisplayPort cable, for sure. Let's see, another version of Survivor 41's on tonight. Can't wait to see what happens, because last week was a blowout, and I just loved it, so I'm going to pass it back. This kid, 7 years,
AF7UHK. So let's go on to Bert, M7CS, before you have to leave.
Hey, I'll have to make this quick because I gotta go in just a second. But one interesting thing I learned yesterday that I didn't know about, for all those 5.8 gigahertz Wi-Fi routers that people have, in the chipset to those Wi-Fi routers, they have something special in there so that if it detects that a radar pulse has been, I guess, received, the chip in the router has to instantly switch channels that the Wi-Fi is using and then not go back to that other channel that had the radar pulse for 30 minutes. So I didn't realize that was something built into all those Wi-Fi 5.8 gigahertz chipsets. But anyway, gotta run. Everybody have a good rest of that. So 73, this is Bird Marshall, and 7CS back to that.
And 7CS, thanks for that, Bird. Let's go on to Richard, K7ITX.
Okay, well, yeah, what the heck, so, yeah, I don't know, the Seahawks, I decided to go to the gym when the Seahawks game started Monday night, and got out of there just as they were, I guess, maybe a couple of minutes into the third quarter, but, so I didn't know that anything might have happened with any promise in the first half. I didn't even know what the score was, but boy, as soon as I started listening when I got out of the gym, it was just 3 downs and you're out to kick a punt, and then they extended it just over and over. It was like a broken record. 3 downs and kick a punt, 3 downs and kick a. Finally, I go, this is worthless. So, I guess I'm a fair weather fan. I mean, you guys that watch it to the bitter end, I don't know. But I did enjoy the WSU Cougars game. I have a lot of friends that went to WSU in the day, and we were all pretty excited to see them with the potential to win the North Division of the Pacific 12 conference, and so that was a big plan until Oregon Ducks decided to beat the Beavers, and that just killed that right off. The Beavers though did put up a struggle at the end. They kind of gave us Cougars some hope, but sorry, it didn't work out. So anyway, it's good to see. It was good to see the Cougars as a team pull together with a temporary coach. It's like the coach that they had at the beginning of the year was more of a distraction, and if he hadn't ever been around, who knows, they could have done a lot better. They did great for the circumstances they were faced with, and proved that it's teamwork, not necessarily the coaching all the time. So that was pretty enjoyable from that standpoint. So that's what I did on Monday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, did my construction engineering thing, and believe it or not, construction, as much as people don't like Seattle, a lot of other people do, and they want to do jobs there, and it's tons of work in Seattle right now. And then plus, I think city council has turned around, you got a new mayor. I think things are going to just straighten themselves out. We got a recall effort that'll probably be successful. So there you go, K7AM, K7ITX, back to net control.
K7ITX, Richard, thanks for that. And for IT, this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net on the 08 machine. I'm Dave, KD7ZYM. So let's go to Tacoma to Wade, W7ATS.
All right, well, thank you, Dave. And let's see here. We have a lot of things to comment on. Ron, let's start with you. Radio and power cable. Wow. I've had a problem with my power cables, but yeah, like you said, they are pretty thick, most of them. So maybe there's a connector or something in the fuse box that's bad or something. And then Jessica, booster shots, I think might have commented on that last, but if not,
And then your Japanese maple looks like pot leaves. Yeah, I've never had a Japanese maple when it's little, but I think the Japanese maple is the tree that has those long, skinny leaves, and the purple. And Richard, I don't watch football, but it sounds like you're not enjoying the Seahawks as much as you would like, but also on the same coin, you're enjoying the college ball, and getting a chance to do a lot of work in the construction field. So it's good to know that construction is booming. Maybe it's a sign that maybe some of those tech companies from down south. And let's see, computer performance on Windows 11. Yeah, from what I understand, Windows 11 only supports, I think, what is it, Gen 8 and above or something? So you're kind of limited on what will support on Windows 11. And I'm not really sure if I like Windows 11 yet. It's not growing on me yet like Windows 10. I really like Windows 10, but I'm not really a big fan of Windows 11 yet. And then, let's see, flooding and ants. I think it was David was talking about the ants. I forget now. But anyhow, sounds like, Jim, you were talking about Raspberry 4. I feel like I have too many Raspberry 4s. It seems like every project that I get, being a radio or something to do with some computer thing I'm doing, has got a Raspberry of some sort in it. I think I have 3 or 4 now. So I forget what you said that you had limitations with on the Raspberry 4, but we figure those out. With that said, this is W7ITL, and back to net. Thanks. W7ITL, thanks for that. Let's go to Jim, M7QO in Covington.
M7QO, thank you, Dave. Well, let's see. Big thing I remember, Dick, you went to the gym, got disgusted and went to the gym. Well, I got you beat. I got disgusted and I went to the bar. And I gotta say this, it's amazing how many guys don't need to be drunk before they start crying. And having said that, some guys curse, and then some guys appeal to deities as to what's going on with the games. It's kind of interesting from time to time. It's sort of inexpensive entertainment, as long as you don't have too many drinks. But then again, that's what got invented credit cards. I don't know. K7ZYM and 7QO.
M7QO, thanks. Let's go to Bellevue to James, WW7N.
I actually, it's been a long time since I've actually watched people watching sports in a bar. My goodness, we've been 21 months into this. We'll have to get the month count from Jessica. I think she was keeping exact track of how many months we're in COVID. And I had got the news today that they definitely identified the bug in California. I have a beer bug going that's actually the bug that's already running around the Great Lakes states, and it's already the bug that was in Germany. They just had to make a deal between South Africa and Germany about who's going to say they discovered it. Which is better? Test question here. Saying the economic powerhouse of Western Europe has the new bug and discovered it, or South Africa has the new bug and discovered it. Think hard about that. I also think it was really interesting that they announced Omicron on Thanksgiving with all the financial markets closed. That was just too big of a coincidence. But anyway, also the funny thing, they had to skip 2 Greek letters, new, because it sounds too much like new, and let's be honest here, in 2 months it won't be new anymore. It'll be old hat. And then they had to skip Zai, and I thought this was really tactful. They didn't say it because it's the president of the most populous nation on the planet, which is China. No, it's a common surname. I thought that was an interesting dodge. That was the official statement of who came out and why they couldn't use those 2 Greek letters. So, now it's Omicron. which they would have skipped if they talked to me, because they said you shouldn't use a Greek letter that you can reshuffle the Latin words and it would spell moronic. So, they didn't talk to me about it. Anyway, someone else commented that Omicron sounds like the new evil robot overlords that will be controlling us all soon enough. And I say, well, that's better than moronic. We'll be talking soon. If you're a Raspberry Pi expert, I think what happened to me is I only have a 32 gig little chip stuffed in its, kind of its little cavity there. And I think I've been upgrading it. And I didn't clean it out the last time I did the upgrade on it today. So I think it just really, it won't clean it out till you tell it to. And I think it probably just ran out of memory during the upgrade process. But if anybody else has had that experience with a Raspberry Pi 4 or would know what would cause an update to just completely make it so it can't even boot anymore, I'm interested in hearing about it. So anyway, with that, let's see, it's 20 minutes to the top of the hour, so this is James, WW7ATS. Let me go and turn it back to our net control, Dave.
WW7N, thanks for that. And it's ID time again. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. I'm Dave, KD7ZYM. And here in Lake City, I don't know if I mentioned it, it's 55 degrees and cloudy outside, but it's not raining, so it's really been a very pleasant day. So that's what's happening here. As far as that virus goes, the new discovery, it's certainly got a lot more people that were the vaccine deniers going and getting a shot in their arm for some reason. I don't know why that is, but first shot, second shots, and boosters for all of those deniers. And so anyway, I think this is going to help. But I guess the bottom line is, if you don't get a shot, I guess we don't count on you. You'll be good. So anyway, take two. This is Dave, KD7ZYM. So let's go back up to Ron, KD7QKU.
Okay. Thanks, Dave. KD7QKU. Well, going back to the Seahawks. My son says that Russell Wilson will be playing for the New York Giants next season. So, I guess he thinks that we've seen the best of Russell and he's going to go back to where his wife and kids are in New York. So, he says New York Giants are going to have Russell Wilson next year, so I guess we'll have to see. An interesting thing happened last night. The girls were working on Christmas decorations, and we have this coffee table book, and it's a book about Seattle, and we have one about Washington. I don't know, there may be one around here about Norway or something. But anyway, the one about Seattle was laying there, and my brother-in-law picked it up and started looking at the pictures. So it's, I don't know how old it is, probably 5 years old, and the pictures in are just absolutely beautiful. The photographer that's taking them. But in the pictures, there's no junk, there's no homeless people, there's no tents. And my brother-in-law was saying he just made a trip through Seattle, went over to Ballard. He said Ballard was unbelievable too. And, he was looking at these pictures and he was saying, oh my golly, this city used to be really beautiful. People came here for destination vacations and everything else, But man, oh man, he said, look at it now, it's just disgusting. He said he didn't even want to go down there. So they said they used to ride the train from Tacoma, and they'd go over and get off and walk down to the waterfront or Pike Place Market and stuff. So they wouldn't do that on a bed now. So I don't know. But it was really interesting to look at the pictures. Like I say, the photographer, the pictures were just gorgeous. So anyway, back to net, I guess, KD7QKU.
KD7QKU, Ron, thanks for that. Let's go to Jessica, KS7UHK.
The homeless is a large problem. I see them out by our station down in downtown Everett, and last night they had the folks come out and give them socks and shoes and check on their medical cares if they need to. I think they're volunteers. I've talked to them one time before, but it's a hard problem. And I was thinking, if I was in that situation, where would I go? And I would think I'd want to go to the forest somewhere and make in the forest, but the problem is all the social services are in town. You know, churches and places you can get something to eat maybe are in town. So you have to either find your own food, or else be somewhere that maybe you can find a little bit of food somewhere here and there. So it's a tough problem. Let's see. As for sports, I'm a fair weather fan. I don't watch very often, and if I do, it's going to be usually a good time to eat snacks and nap a little bit. So that's my extent. I don't get upset if they lose. It's like, oh, they lost again. Why do we keep them here? Why do we sell them? Let's see, the new antidepressant cure. I wrote this down. Oh, my brother. I was at my brother's house over in Paulsville one day. This was a long time ago. Talking, and I was probably ranting and raving about something bad, maybe our president or something like that. This was a long time ago. And he sat me down in front of the TV and said, here, you can watch a little bit of this. This will take the pressure off. And he showed me an episode of The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. And you get the news that way in a really funny way. And the other one is Trevor Noah. If you can watch Trevor Noah at night, he's just a scream. And I cackle. I just laugh and laugh. And that's where the thing about the Greek letter for the new COVID is. I think probably about Stephen Colbert was talking about that too. Is the one that sounded like new, or the one that sounded like she. So that's what I got off of that. Let's see. Other than that, I don't have anything. This is Jessica KN7, UHK at 45 minutes after the hour.
Thank you with that, Jessica. Coming up next is the real Richard, K7ITX. Well, I'm into some funny programs lately myself. It really got to me last night. I'm a big YouTube fan, but there's just, I don't know, maybe the artificial intelligence on YouTube has, figured out that I like all these current event situations. Well, to a point, but kind of gets to you after a while too. And so I thought, well, heck, I saw George Carlin there, and he can get a little raunchy, but some of the stuff, though, George Carlin, and there's another guy too. They all, even Don Rickles for that matter, they all have each one of them seems to have a routine where they'll pick out a cliche or something that we all say every day, but if you were really to get into the detail of the words that you're using, they make no sense whatsoever. And I just love the way that the comics can take those scenarios and they just make you laugh your head off, because they'll turn around this common everyday phrase and they'll turn it totally on its head and actually make it sound better than it should sometimes. But so I got into that a little bit last night. I like to watch some of the old Johnny Carson shows with who was that one? So obviously Don Rickles. Goodness gracious. Rodney Dangerfield. Oh my God. I wish he were still alive today. I mean, even his name, when I first heard his name, it wasn't even, it didn't even seem like a name for a comic. And someone was just saying all these great things, Rodney Dangerfield, this and that, I've got his record, all his records funnier than heck. But it wasn't until I saw him on Johnny Carson that I thought, oh my God, this guy. And now you can watch just hours and hours of Rodney Dangerfield if you want, along with Rickles and all those. It just makes you laugh, and I stay up late, and I'm pretty worried that sometimes I might wake up the house. I just burst out laughing, and then I start laughing, and then I start coughing. So it's just pretty crazy. Kind of one leads to the next. With that, K7ZYM, K7ITX, back to net control. K7ITX, let's go to Wade, W7ITL in Tacoma.
All right, well, thanks, Dave. I think this is going to be my last round, unless we can do a speed round. But I'll just make a few comments. Sounds like maybe the last kind of discussion point was Seattle and how it used to be beautiful, and now it has a homeless problem, you know. That's unfortunate, and I think Tacoma's starting to get that, too. It's, more around the freeway and stuff, but I still like living here. And then Bert's comment about the 5.0 gigahertz Wi-Fi, how it avoids radar if it sees it, that's pretty neat. I didn't know about that. And then Richard, yeah, I feel you on the AI thing. I feel like I'm always training Google and Facebook on what I like when I watch videos. If for some reason it starts picking stuff that it thinks I'm gonna like, and sometimes I think Facebook is spying on me where I'm at. Like, I won't comment on the net, but yeah, he started showing me stuff about something. I was at a store, and it started showing me stuff about that store, and I was like, what is going on here? Why is it showing me stuff like this? And then let's see. Yeah, I don't know if I have anything else to say other than it's been a good net, and I'll turn the net back. Oh, and Richard, yeah, Roger Dangerfield is one of my favorite comedians. It's too bad he passed away so long ago. But yeah, I get no respect is one of my favorite lines that he used to say. All right, well, this is W7ITL, back to net.
W7ITL.
Rodney, one of the best. No shortage of things to watch. I've grown fond of YouTube. Probably watch it more often than I ought to, but my wife and I have grown to enjoy it. Let's see. The virus. Two of my friends just got it. The wife and her son got on an airplane and went somewhere, and I know where they went. They went to Vegas, and she got back just a few days ago. It may have been as long as a week ago, and she was having some serious problems, coughing and a fever, and she got tested, and yeah, she's got the virus. I don't know which variant she has, but probably not the latest one. And then, but she was fully vaccinated, and I don't know, we suggested that she do, I don't know about Regeneron, but monoclonal antibody or something, and they didn't seem to be amenable to that. So anyway, several days later, okay, thanks. Several days later, lo and behold, her husband gets it. And they're relatively small cases, still it's affecting their lives, mainly coughing. The fellow told me just today that he's coughing so badly that he thought he was going to throw up or something pretty bad. Reset. Ron, thanks for the intel on Russell going to New York. I appreciate that. A few of us here in the neighborhood were kind of discussing what was going to happen, what we thought might happen. And I don't know, I think when he broke his finger, that had to hurt a lot. luck to them, and good luck to the Hawks. Let's see. Oh, Jessica, that clock behind you, I noticed that the least significant digit, it looks like there are 2 segments which are not working. You know about, okay. I don't know if those are, I assume those are some sort of LEDs as opposed to, yeah, okay. Well, anyway, I guess back to you, Dave, and 7QO.
N7QO, Jim, thanks for that. Let's go to James in Bellevue, WW7ATS.
Thank you, Dave. This is James, WW7ATS, Northeast Bellevue. Wow, I'm so sorry to hear that somebody in Vegas got the bug and brought it back. It doesn't surprise me. A friend of mine a couple months ago went to Vegas and actually had footage of what was going on in Vegas in the time machine in 2018. I mean, everybody was packed in like sardines, nobody was wearing masks. So if you get one, I mean, I don't care whether it's common cold, influenza, whatever, if you get one person wandering around the crowd, they're all going to share. So that's sad, but not surprising. Yeah, Regeneron is a trade name. Monoclonal antibodies is sort of a generic term for that. And I have had a couple of really positive reports. My neighbor got that and said, you know, the only hassle of it is it took a long time sitting in the ER because they want to keep an eye on you. I mean, it's pretty serious. Basically, you're running your immune system on fast forward, but he said it was absolute magic, which is the same story I got from 2 people of all places out in Wyoming. And they thought the whole COVID thing was a big joke, but a pharmacist put it best to me. He said, you know, there's a difference in risk analysis and drugs. He says it's like crossing the street. A difference between being concerned and being worried. And of course I did and said, what do you mean? And he goes, well, you know, when you cross the street, you should look both ways, look at the cars, and you should be concerned and know where the cars are coming from. If you step on the street, all of a sudden you hear, honk, honk, and you see the truck bearing down on you. Now it's time to be worried, and you have to take immediate action and reassess your risk. So I think that's kind of like this. I mean, you know, I hope anybody who gets sick and they get a positive test will consider Regeneron because, yeah, is there some risk in that? Well, yeah, but I don't know, just the 3 people I know who did it, they said it was pure magic. One person said something like 8 hours, his fever was down and he felt great. I mean, and so everybody was having to tell him just to lie down and rest for a few more days because he said he felt fine. So that's pretty magic. And that follows Jim's rule of drugs. If it works, yeah, you could, you know, be a little concerned about it. If it works so well you forget why you even took it in the first place, you should be worried about that one. Yeah, that generally only works with the fun drugs. So anyway, this is James, WW7ATS, with 2 minutes left of the hour. Let me turn it back to Dave, our net control, and wrap this up.
WW7ATS, James, thanks for that. This is Dave, KD7ZYM at Lake City. Oh my gosh, well, I've had my booster shot, but I just don't want to go out there and test it to see if it's really good. Obviously, just take precautions and try to wear a mask and keep my distance going. However, I got a little flight coming up in about 3 weeks, so I don't know. Getting to the airport, I think you're going to be okay on the plane, but just do it over the airport is going to be something else. And we're talking about comedians, you know, this day and age. I go back to my youth when Jack Benny was a comedian and Red Skeleton. And, you know, they could do lines without using 4-letter words, and I always thought, you know, that was pretty good. And then, you know, Jack Parr was always good, and Jay Leno seemed to be okay. I don't know about their private gatherings that they have, but it was just on television, the 4-letter words just didn't come out, and it was really great comedy, and it was a pleasure to do that. And this is Dave, KD7ZYM, so I'm going to turn it up to Ron, KD7QKU, for a title.
Okay, Dave, KD7QKU here. Yeah, I know what you mean. We were down in Las Vegas, and we saw a couple of those guys, and they were so bad that we actually walked out on them. I mean, they were just filthy. They were bad enough on TV, but when you see them in a cocktail lounge or in a place where they had a few drinks, it was bad. But yeah, no, when you guys start talking about that, and then I started thinking about some of these funny Christmas movies and stuff, and I kind of like John Candy and Trains, Planes, and Automobiles. And that I thought was a pretty neat movie when that came out. So we used to have a bunch of those. They were all on old tapes, and the kids, and we'd watch them at Christmas time. And, now we don't have the old tape machines anymore, and I think I threw them away when we moved. I probably should have given to Wade or something. He would have wanted to put them in his library. What did I see the other day that I thought Wade would like? It was an old Commodore computer or something for sale on what is it? I got this app on my phone and I can't think of what it is. But it was here in the Tacoma area someplace. And I thought that Wade would like to have that to play his games on. So anyway, enough of that. So we'll talk to you a little bit later on Zoom. KD7QKU. Back to that. Bye-bye.
KD7QKU, Ron, thanks for that, and all good things have come to an end. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. On the 08 machine, we'd like to thank the 08 group, CTAC Repeater Group, for allowing us to utilize the 08 machine for our voice transmissions on Wednesdays and Saturdays between 8 and 9 o'clock. So on behalf of the Western Washington Amateur Television Society, this is Dave, KD7ZYM, signing off to net 901.